Okay, so hello everyone. This is Straight Up Green from Blood and Fire Golf Club in WGT Golf. So tonight we are going to get a little bit of advice, for buying WGT golf clubs and other gear, mostly golf clubs, and we are going to step through a bunch of things to learn about what kind of golf clubs you should be buying and that sort of thing. So I made a little chart here to help guide me in my conversation with you, and we're going to start off with as if you've just started the game and you haven't bought any clubs yet. This is how I'm approaching this. If you have already, been in the game for a while and you're maybe somewhere in the 60s or 70s for your level, then maybe you want to meet somewhere in the middle of this chart. But I'm going to assume you haven't even started yet. So let me just start with the starter gear. You get gear when you start this game. The gear is by design, I think, by the developers, poor. It's not very good gear. They want you to spend money, and that's how they make their money, to buy better gear. And so what you're given initially as starter gear is not very good. And I've listed here under starter gear from worst to best of the gear that they give you. I think the very worst thing that they give you is the ball. The bread and butter of WGT golf is the ball. The ball is the worst thing in the starter gear. It is like a ping pong ball with a little weight to it. Slick, no spin on it, nothing. And it's very hard to control. Basically, I've seen people use the starter ball and do okay with it. When I say okay, I mean that. Just okay. They're not great. And but they can play the game, and they're like level 90s, tour masters, playing coin room games, and these are the people that you can tell just refuse to spend money in the game, and so don't pay any money for balls or good gear for that matter. And so they'll play with the starter ball. But my recommendation, if you're going to enjoy this game, you're going to have to put money into it. You're going to have to put time into it. And like I said, the bread and butter is the ball, and you're going to have to buy balls in this game if you want to do any good at it. And that's just my opinion. Wedges, the WGT starter wedges are horrible. Then the irons, as starter gear goes, the irons are really poor, but they're somewhere in the middle. Wedges and ball are, of course, much worse. The driver, then the 3-wood. I mean, these are okay. I mean, you just can't hit them very far. And then the putter is probably the best thing you get from the starter gear. You might consider, when you're buying things, to make that one of the last things you buy. But when I talk through this, it might not be, because one of the first things you're able to buy is a better putter, and the one that I'm going to suggest you can buy right away. So it's up to you. It's up to your budget. A lot of things I'm going to go through here is to keep your budget in mind. I'm going to try to keep you from buying too much too soon, and hopefully it'll be an economic adventure for you, buying your clubs. I kind of envy you guys. I've already done all this, and it was the funnest part of the game to me, is like, picking out my clubs and messing around with different kinds of clubs and deciding which ones I wanted to buy and keep, and planning it all out and striving to get that level so I can get that next club. It was a very exciting portion of the game for me. And so I envy you guys that. That being said, let me just start off this whole video by saying that when you buy something like clothes or a car or a house or food or a drink or whatever it is, when you buy it based upon preference. And preferences are like snowflakes. They're unique to the individuals that have them. And so when I go through this, keep in mind it would be my preference. I built this chart based upon the clubs that are available today, and right now it's 2023 in August. My clubs will be different from what I show you here because they had different clubs when I started playing this game, 5-6 years ago. So so when I built this chart, I built upon what's available out there now, and I built it as if I was starting from scratch, and this is the type of stuff I would buy based upon what's in the pro shop and that I can buy. All right, so let's get started. First thing I suggest you do is, probably play the game a little bit. Play it until you get a couple levels up. Once you get to like level 5 or 6 or something, and you're used to that starter ball, you might try to buy just a ball. Now it's going to cost you 15 credits at least. If you get this WGT spin, that's the one I would recommend you get. Or if you got a little bigger budget, maybe the Spin Plus, which is like 50 credits, just so that you can see the difference between even a cheap ball and the starter ball, and you'll realize that, wow, there is a difference, and wow, man, it plays a lot better. The reason I recommend the spin, because I think as far as the ball is concerned, the spin is probably the most important attribute. The others are length, endurance, and the swing meter speed, and all of those can be important. But I think the spin, or getting the ball to stop on the green, especially when you're starting out, is probably the most important attribute. So that's why I recommend it. And the next thing I think I told you was a putter, right? And I recommend you get the Max putter. It's expensive. It's going to cost you a little over 1,000 credits to get that Max putter, but it'll last you a while. When I go through this list, I'm going to just say that I'm only going to recommend you buy 3 different putters throughout your whole career in WGT golf. So when I say buy a putter, I'm only asking you to buy 3, so you should buy the ones I tell you. Otherwise, play around and buy your own putters. That's okay too. But I recommend the ones I suggest because of the varying meter distances on some of them, and they're decent putters. I mean, I think this game can make or break you with putting, and I've used a lot of different putters, and on the early phases of the game, the Max putter is probably one of the best ones to have, I think. So let's look at those. You can go to the pro shop. Like I said, I just went down here, to the app, went to the pro shop. To look at balls, you can just click on balls. You can go down here, and you'll notice there's these cheaper balls. And you have the slow meter ones, and you have the spin one. So there's the spin one, and then there's a spin plus here. So 15 and 50 credits. On the clubs, I just mentioned the putter, right? So you go over here to putters, and I said buy the Max putter. Here's the Max Control putter, and like I said, it's expensive. It's like 1,700 credits. It's an expensive putter, but it's a great putter, and it has a bunch of different swing meter scales on it, which will help you as a beginning player learn the different scales and which ones you'll like. So when you get further down the road, you'll find your preference in that regard. All right. So the next thing you want to buy, like I said, the wedges are horrible, And by the way, your max putter, you can buy it later. You may need to save up for it or whatever. Like I said, the WGT putter will last you a while. It's a good putter. All right. So the next thing is at level 18. When you get to level 18, and by the way, let me just say this up front. You will get from level 1 to level 70 relatively quickly, maybe in a couple of months. Where when you get up into the higher levels, it will take you a long time. It'll take you that same amount of time to get from level 80 to level 90, for instance. And then from level 90 to 102, the highest level you want to get for gear, man, that's going to take you a year. So the thing is, I recommend, and you'll see in my chart, not to spend a lot of money up front. Just go ahead and knock out those early levels really quick and don't buy a bunch of gear. So at level 18 though, I would suggest you don't buy anything unless you buy the putter and a couple of balls. Until you get to level 18, buy these 2 wedges. And that's the Ping Glide, and it's a 60 and a 54 degree wedge. That'll get you a 60 yard and an 80 yard wedge. I suggest you just hang with those for a while. When you get to level 21, you're going to have the ability to buy a very good ball. It's a Str8UpGreen's ball. The balls that I recommend in this video, I will recommend 4 or 5 different balls. The reason I recommend them, not just based on their stats, but I've played a lot of different balls and I've putted a lot of different balls, and so the ones I'm going to recommend to you, you'll never see in a stat this ball putts, normally, or it won't give you some weird result when you're putting it. That's where this video comes in handy, because I'm going to give you that experience from me. And the Str8UpGreen's ball is a pretty good putting ball at that level anyway. And then again, I think when you get to level 23, and you'll get to level 23 and level 21 fairly fast, it's time to start buying some clubs, right? And when you get to level 23, I think you want to buy this max full meter set. And the reason for that is, like I said, you're going to move up the chain pretty fast. But if you go to the pro shop, you can select club sets, and then you can look at all the different club sets here. These are ways to buy a set of clubs rather than individual clubs, and it's a cheaper option in most cases. I recommend those cheaper options at the lower levels. And the first one I'm going to make is this level 23 max meter set. You will get a full set of irons. You will get a driver, a 3-wood, and a hybrid. Now you don't get any wedges, but we've already bought some wedges. So this should be your full set, both driver and hybrids and your irons when you get to level 23. So max meter. All right. So when you get to 23, good to go. Now you got drivers. You've got wedges. You got irons. You even got a hybrid. Later on in life, in your WGT life, I'm going to tell you get rid of that hybrid, but go ahead and keep it for now. All right. So once you get to level 33, and it's going to take you a while from 23 to 33, you might give, rather than the Str8UpGreen's ball, give the level 33 Callaway a try. It's a little more expensive than the Str8UpGreen's, but some people really like that Callaway level 33. I think of all the Callaway balls I used, that's probably the best one. Although I'm going to be just quite honest with you, I don't think either one of those are a ball that I would stick to in my current phase right now, only because they just don't putt as well as some of the balls I'm going to tell you later on. But they putt better than the rest of them at that level, so consider that level 33 Callaway. Once you get to level 45, it's time to get your wedges out, and you're going to have these low-level wedges for a while, and it's time to move up. So when we get to level 45, buy you the Jaws level 45 wedge, the one that goes 80 yards, 60-degree wedge. Go ahead and buy that. And by the way, when you get to level 47, go ahead and swap out your max meter full set to a level 47 full set. What I mean by that, level 47 is right here, and once again you'll get all your drivers, your hybrid and irons, but they'll be a little bit better than what you had. And to show you that, see if I can do a compare. Let's compare the max meters. So when you get to level 47 from the 23, you get better precision. Your forgiveness and spin will be the same, but your meter speed will be higher, and your distances, right, are going to be a little longer with the 47 set. So that, you know, 10 yards longer on your 3-iron makes a lot of difference, believe me, when you're trying to get some places. So yeah, you want to upgrade those when you get to level 45 or 47. Pardon me. And while you're at it, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't know when you make master, but this is the only time I'm going to give you something, and rather than level, it's going to be tier. But when you get to level master, go ahead and buy the max putter at the master level, and that'll be your last putter you're going to use for a long time. So let's go look at the putters. Let's get out of Canada and look at the max master, which is right here, and you'll want to get that master plus putter. I figure at this point you might have been in the game a couple months now. So like I said, it's not going to take too long to get level 47, maybe a month or two. And master, you should get master pretty soon. I don't know if it's going to be, depends on the person. Sometimes people don't get to master until their 70s or 80s. So really does depend on what kind of games you play and how you play them when you do that. But when you get to level 51, one of the best balls at that level of the game is the Volvic. The level 51 Volvic. It's absolutely incredible ball. It's got spin, it's got distance, it's got meter speed. It putts well. It's a great ball. I love the 51 Volvic. If I ever get low on money and I can't buy my current ball, I'll flop back to that one because it's a really good ball. And then when you get to level, let's see, max spin degree wedge, let's see what level that is. Level 50, I think. And that is a 64 degree. Level 52. When you get to level 52, buy the max 64, and that's your 60-yard club. So you're getting 80 and you're getting 60 right here, okay? So 52, level 52, buy that 64 degree wedge. All right. You might want to take a screenshot of this chart as you go along. It's much easier to look at a picture than pull this video up. All right. When you get to level 72, you're going to want to buy a Callaway driver to start. When you get in the 70s, it's time to start getting serious. And now we're going to buy a driver that gets us somewhere that's pretty serious. And where is it? Level 72 Callaway. That goes 280 yards. That'll get you downrange. Probably won't need another one for a while. And then these level 75 Ben Hogan irons. That's a good iron set, and it will get you. It'll get you down there to 220 and a 125 125 is the lowest club. So 220 yards on your 3-iron. You got some spin, you got some forgiveness, high trajectory, good damn clubs. All right. And that being said, now you've got that distance. You can hit a 3-iron 220. It's time to get rid of that hybrid. So when you do, you get to level 76. For one level, you're going to have to deal with an 80-yard wedge and a 125-yard pitching wedge. So you're going to want to do this soon. But when you get to level 76, you're going to want to buy that 100-yard 56-degree Volkey wedge, and now you're going to have 3 wedges. You're going to have a 60-yard wedge. You're going to have a 80-yard wedge. You're going to have a 100-yard wedge. When I put out my next video, because I took it away when I redid this video, I'm going to do another video, maybe next month for the tip of the month, on why you would use 60, 80, and 100-yard wedges, and why it's good, and how you can really improve your short game with those 3 wedges. So you're going to want to go to 3 wedges and ditch the hybrid. Do that. You're going to need to go. You're going to need to go to your settings down here and customize equipment. You're going to want to set it from normal to advanced. When it's on normal, WGT will select what golf clubs you have equipped, and they don't know what you want equipped. So never leave that thing on normal, and always put it on advanced. When you put it on advanced, you get to select what clubs you have equipped. And if you want 3 wedges and no hybrid, you get 3 wedges and no hybrid. So leave that on advanced. Don't forget that. Go to settings, go to customize equipment, set that to advanced, and never change it again. Alright, so 78 and 80 are just replacing the other 2 wedges that you have in your bag, your 60 and 80 yard wedges. So when you're done with this, you'll be done with wedges. Vokeys is the last wedges you'll need to buy, in my opinion. Now it's time to get some better irons. So when you're level 85, get the Callaway irons. Go to the irons here. And 85. Where are they? Maybe I have them equipped or something. I don't know. Not seeing them. Maybe they did. Oh no, here they are. Level 85 Paradigm irons. So you're going to get those. Those are good irons. 220, 115, meter speed, high trajectory, great irons. Okay? You're going to do well with those. You're going to love them, and you're going to have the right wedges equipped. So your game is going to pick up right now at level 85. Alright. That being said, at level 86, it's time to get a 3-wood. You've been using this for about 10 levels. Like I said, when you get to 70 to 80, from level 1 to level 70, it's going to take a few months. From level 70 to level 90 is going to take a few months. So if it looks like you're swapping out clubs a lot now, you are, but you're going to want to, because when you get into this range, you're going to have played for a while, and then the clubs are really worth the upgrade. So now you want to get to your Callaway 3-wood. You do want, you can keep using the Volvic if you want, but the best ball in the game, if you go out and look up any player in this game, and they're any good at all, they're probably playing this ball. They're playing either this or a level 90 something TaylorMade, which I've tried that ball and don't like it nearly as much as this. or they're playing some cheaper ball because they can't afford this one, or they're playing a more expensive Titleist ball because they just don't realize this one's better. But the level 87 Titleist ball is the best ball in the game, period. Now you want to upgrade your drivers when you get up a little higher, and then level 94 Callaway driver will get you downrange a little further. So let's look at that. Level 94, that's 287. All right, 287, or you can wait a little bit instead of 94 and go to this Stealth, which is 289. But I'm going to tell you right now, from here to here is a long time. Level 94 to level 99, it's going to be a while before you get there. So my guess is buy this one, blow this one off, and then at 102 buy this one. Or if you got the budget, buy this one and then go ahead and buy this one. Those extra couple of yards really make a difference when you're trying to reach those par 5s. Okay, so Callaway irons. This might be your last set of irons, the 97 Callaway irons. They're the last ones that I bought, although I'm looking at buying these 100 plus just because I want to try them. But the level 97 Callaways right here are a damn good set of clubs. I've never really had to move from them. I love them. I don't have the Paradigm. I have the older set. I forget what they're called now. But it's basically the same thing with a different name. Great set of clubs. I'm willing to give these a try. I probably will just buy them and try them out, or rent them and see how I like them. So like I said, you know, that Stealth is optional. Those 100 irons are optional. Depends on your budget. And then last but not least, this level 102 Titleist driver. You know, we call in the game, we call it the big stick. This guy right here, it can go 291. All right, the closest thing to it's 287. This thing is like a beauty. I mean, it's so forgiving and it goes so long. And when you get it, you're going to be so happy. But you got to get to level 102 to get it. Sorry. I've had this thing forever. I would never trade it for nothing. All right. So there you go. There's your clubs. This is what I would recommend you get. Like I said, preferences are like snowflakes. There's going to be a lot of people that would say, oh, why do you want to go that way? Why don't you go this way? There's going to be a lot of naysayers on which way to go here. Some people say spend more money. Some people say spend less money. I'm going to tell you, if it was me starting over again, this is the path I would take with what's available out there right now. So let's look at what clubs I have in my bag, just real quick. Just in case you're curious. So yeah, so I have the Titleist 87. I have the 97 Callaway irons, which at the time I bought them were Rogues. Oh, I forgot to talk about the Scotty Cameron putter. It's not in here, is it? That was the last putter I was going to recommend. And that's level 98. So let's put that in there. 98. Scotty Cameron putter. There's two putters that you can get at that level, both Scotty Camerons, and one has a 1020 slide meter and the other has a 1530 slide meter up front. So I mean, you know, depends on your preference. I do the 1020. I like the fidelity of the 10-foot slider when I get those short putts. Okay, so I have that big stick driver. I have a level 99 3-wood. Back when I bought it was a Maverick Sub-Zero. I have the my 60 yard, 80 yard, and 100 yard wedges equipped. At the time I bought these wedges, they had a Cleveland that was available that hit a 60 yard, and it's a beautiful club. I love that Cleveland. It's my favorite club in the bag, but you can't get it anymore. And I got these two wedges, the Mac Daddies, which I love those as well. Probably won't trade those out for anything better. But as you can see, they're not the highest level wedges, but they don't need to be. I hear those Vokies from my friends are great wedges, so I'm sure you'll be pleased with them. And that's it. I don't think I have much else to say. I hope you got something out of this video. Like I said, stay tuned. I'm replacing this club buying device with video that I had a long time ago with this one. So I'm going to delete the other one. The other one also gives advice on wedges and how to hit them. I'm going to do a special tip of the month next month, so please subscribe. Look out for that. If you're subscribed, you're going to get notice for it, and so it helps when you subscribe, guys. So subscribe and gals. And yeah, I hope you got something out of this. We'll talk to you next time. This is Straight Up Green out here. Have a great day. It's a great day you have one.